Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
What do I need to do?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it accelerate as you move it, and then go back to 0.
The stop accelerating when.
So what you're gonna do, and we also want to set like a max speed so that
right.
like
So it can't just. Pew!
so it doesn't like get ridiculously super fast.
Okay.
So the one thing I do know you're gonna want is like a public max speed up at the top there. Float, like you want it public too, so you can change the max speed in the editor to get it right.
What should the max speed be?
Like 10, 40, 40.
That
Crazy
sounds fast. How
It
about
does
30?
Okay.
30.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast 40 is.
You want to make that public and a semicolon.
Oh, right.
That way it'll show up in the editor. Okay. So that.
This is obviously for the max speed. Should there be like some sort of acceleration float? Or is that like a thing that
You're going
have
to
to make a
increasing and
function?
decreasing the speed amount based on how long it's been moving.
Okay.
But there's a so what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do this with like a single.
Look at me.
I know.
Headphones.
It's amazing.
Why am I wearing
Every episode.
headphones? I took them off before we
I know.
started.
And
How
then
did they end up on my head?
You put them there.
I don't know why.
So, okay. So here's the thing. We're gonna go through, and we want to use like one check instead of putting like. We could do a thing where we put like checks inside of every one of these to see if it's moving or not.
I like
Right?
the idea of checking to see if there's any key pressed down whatsoever and just accelerating based off of that. Would that be simple? I feel like that should be simple. I don't really know though. Oh yes, learn how to art. That's also awesome.
So that would work for this simple thing, but if we added more to this, that wouldn't work because we might have other buttons like a fire shooting and stuff like that.
I see. Right.
So you don't want to do that.
Within this,
Right.
I need to do that.
So the idea is that we're going to do it outside of this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Outside, so still an update?
Yes.
Since we wanted
Yes.
to
We're
change
going to put it down here before that we get to that, or actually
before transform position potato, or after transform position potato, or before vector 3
because
potato.
it doesn't matter actually. But
So long as it's not within this lump of code.
It should be after that because we're going to use potato to find out whether or not we're moving or not.
Okay.
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 Because we're putting values into potato, right?
Right. And we're going to continue to put values into potato. Right? Until we hit max speed, which we still have to define what max speed does. Right?
Hold on a second.
I'm thinking like a program.
I've got to figure it out first so I can get you in the right direction.
All right, so I want to make a maximum. I want to speed things up as I go.
Yeah.
I already learned how to speed things up constantly over time. What if I just turned that on so that if I'm no, that doesn't work.
So what we need to know is we need to know whether you're moving or not, right? And we can do that without putting like booleans into all of these things.
Yeah,
We can actually
otherwise.
look at what we're going to do down here is we're going to make a new vector.
Vector?
A new vector 3.
Oh, okay.
Right? And call it like move. Or move, or whatever, right?
Shake it
All right.
up, baby.
Okay. And we're going to give that a value of potato minus transform dot position.
What does that give you then? Because isn't the potato,
Semicolon.
isn't potato transform position?
No.
Like that's like the
Potato is transform position plus any addition we make to it.
so if
So if we don't do any keys, potato will be 0, 0, 0, right?
okay.
Yes. There
Wait.
it is. I mean, not potato. Shake it up, baby will be 0,
Okay.
0, 0. You're right.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was confuzzled.
But now we have something. So now, if I was going to do this and I was going to program it elsewhere, we'd start a potato and then add to it, and then add potato to transform position and set it. Do you see, like?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I don't understand why the order of that makes any difference.
Because we get we wouldn't have to have a whole shake it up baby. We wouldn't have to subtract potato from this because we'd be adding the potato first and then.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not following your logic.
This is one way to get it so that this one, you understand why this one is going to equal a direction in one.
I do get that the potato is just like the neutral kind of thing, and then it's getting these things, and this is saying I want everything that's not the neutral position.
We started off with the transform position, right? Potato equals transform position. So it's like 10, 0, 10 if it was over in the
okay,
corner,
yeah, sure.
Right? And then we added to that with the key movement, right?
Right. And so that addition.
And then we're at, this is the irrelevant thing. I'm saying we don't need to do this. We're going to change it up so we don't have to do this.
Oh, but this does, shake it up, baby.
What this does is it subtracts our current position from the changes we made to it in potato.
Right.
So that this gets back to.
If there is a value inside of it, we would know to trigger something.
Right.
Oh, that's a good question, actually, Jim. Are we accelerating as long as we continue moving, or as long as we're moving in just one direction?
As long as we're continuing moving.
Just continual motion. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to do a couple things here. We want to make this potato equal to. We're going to do a bunch of stuff here. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to give you the order of things. Hold on.
I understand. Taking time.
I'm going to show you some things that I know, and then we're going to do some things that I don't know.
People are yelling on the streets. For a second, I thought that was a cat doing weird noises.
No, we'll do it this way. Let's do it this way. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go.
I'm confused. What way are we doing it? Are we doing it the way you were originally trying to get me to do it?
Unity vector 3. This is where I'm actually teaching you. So the Unity docs. Docs.unity.com. Right? Okay, so that's super important. This is where all the information about all the Unity stuff.
This is where you learned everything about Unity.
Sure, yeah. Like not really, but a good chunk of it.
Okay.
So that's really important. But what I found is that searching on the Unity site is slower than Google.
Google's faster. Search Google for the Unity page you're looking for.
Right. So you Unity vector 3. Okay. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just inside tip. Okay. We're gonna be using C#. So we're gonna switch it straight to that. You can use JavaScript.
Yeah. I know, but we don't want to use JavaScript because JavaScript is lame. Not really.
This is all the information about vector 3.
Okay.
This is super useful.
Yeah.
So already right inside of this, you can see that vector 3 has all these things. These are static variables inside of vector 3. So these are static variables are vectors that never change, or variables that never change. So we've got instant access to all these kinds of things.
Okay.
Right? And these are going to be useful later for all kinds of stuff.
But I'm not really sure what these represent entirely.
We're going to use one of them right now. 0 is a super easy way to create a new vector with no information in it.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do with potato.
Potato equals 0.
So we go vector 3 does 0.
Okay.
So we're starting off, we're going to do things a little bit differently than we were doing it. Okay?
I'm getting that, yeah.
Okay, just because I want to, we still use Shake It Up Baby, I promise. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through here, and at this point, we have potato is our movement vector.
Right, we're using it as our motion.
Right. And then we're going to add potato to the transform position, and then set this to Shake It Up Baby. This will give us the same results.
What? Okay.
But there's a reason we're doing it.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I need to, in my brain, wrap around my head what just happened. All right. So vector potato is equal to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Has no location.
Right. We've assigned
It exists in the 3D space, but with no values inside of it.
Yep.
Right. Okay. And then we're saying.
So z is 0, and 0 plus equals.
Wait, z. I thought the z there wasn't 0. I thought the z was a XYZ coordinate z.
It is.
Oh, but you're saying it has a value of 0 to start with.
Right,
yeah.
Because we zeroed it.
Of
we
course.
made it equal to
yes.
0. So, and then we're adding speed times
delta time, which I'm still wrapping my head around the whole delta time thing. But that's
all
cool.
you need to know is just the amount of seconds between updates.
Sorry, people will starve.
So, you get that, and we do the same thing for both z and x, both directions.
Yeah.
So we come out of here and we have a value of like 0.100,
small, very little value,
and we're going in that direction.
Uh-huh.
Right? But then we're taking that value of our movement and adding it to the transform position.
Which is, what is the transform position at this point?
Is the
wherever the object is?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Setting that to shake it up baby, and then shake it up baby is going to equal.
The transform position is going to equal shake it up baby.
Yeah. Which
is the location.
We're making it jump from one spot to the other to shake it up baby, which is shake it up baby is potato plus that. Right?
Okay. I don't really.
Where are you confused?
All right. So the program, I'm just not quite sure what this actually gives us as a result. Like, I get this part here. This part I get.
Mm-hmm.
The potato is going to start as a completely blank space, and then we're going to
add to it
with these.
Right, or subtract.
Right. I get confused with when we call things multiple times. Like this potato here, I'm not sure what the value of that potato is, because it's different from potato here. Is this whole thing?
That's adjusting the values of it.
Right, is adjusting the values of potato. So is this potato's value constantly in fluctuation? Is that how it's going? Like, do all instances, or every time you see the word potato, is every single one of the potatoes in this section changing as I'm pressing those arrow keys? Do you see why I'm a little confused?
Okay, so
I'm not quite sure how it works.
Update happens once per frame.
Right.
It actually happens in between the frames or just before a frame is rendered. An input is checked just before update is run.
Okay.
So input gets checked.
Mm-hmm.
It knows that you've pressed down the up arrow key, right?
Yeah.
And this program starts and it clicks through step by step into update, right?
Right.
It goes potatoes now 0, 0, 0. Then potatoes 0, 0, 0. Then potato is plus speed times delta time delta time. Right?
Right, right.
And then it skips all these other ones because it's not doing anything with those. And then down here, potato is speed. Z is speed times
okay,
zero
so
on
the potato here, if there was another thing calling potato later on,
it would still be the same
because
you haven't changed it.
Okay, all right.
Right?
And then so shake it up baby being in these two spots. This is where it gets me. These two things are here and these two things are here. And
it's all about order. It's left to right. Left to right it matters, right? So the thing on this side is going to be getting values. The thing on the left side of the equals is getting stuff. And the thing on the right side is sending stuff.
Right. So what we have here happening is we're saying there's this new vector here called shake it up baby. And it's going to equal potato, which is this whole, oh, I should be using my mouth, this whole thing, plus the transform position, which is just where the object is in space. And then we're saying that the transform position is going to equal shake it up baby.
Right.
Which equals potato plus the transform position. So it feels like a weird loop in my head. I don't quite understand. Like the transform position.
It's order. It's going down. It doesn't loop. It doesn't go back on itself. It doesn't do anything. It's first.
So the transform position.
Values go dump. These two buckets. The values. When you dump a bucket with the equal sign, it doesn't empty out the stuff on this side.
It just copies it over.
Copies it over there.
Okay. So then the transform position that is here has a different value than the transform position that results from this.
Of course.
Okay. So the reason that we
assigning.
want transform position to equal shake it up, baby, is because that is what's going to actually do the movement now?
No, there's nothing
What is
does.
happening?
Movement is an illusion.
No, I understand. I'm saying this is what.
This is adjusting its position.
Right,
When you set
okay.
the position, this position, and you're
Right.
setting it to this.
Okay, it
Which
was
is-
this, but then
now you're adding that
because
to
you're
it.
adding potato to it, that's where it goes.
Right. Well, you did this already. We
Okay,
know this is
I
all-
know, but this is just a little bit different, and so
It's not
I'm
any
just
different.
trying
It's
to.
the
This
same
is
exact
fucking
code.
vector, and you're doing different things.
Okay.
I want to make sure I understand what's going on.
Good. And I know you did need to.
It's okay.
Okay.
You're like bouncing around.
I'm excited because I want to get to this next spot.
I know, but I just need to make sure I know this stuff before you go
think you
because
do.
I get confused.
Okay. So now we have a potato here, right? That has just the movement values. Before we were adding stuff to it, and that was not right. You got to focus on me for a second. All right. So now we have just the potato, which is just a movement vector, right?
Right.
So we're going to go and find something that will give us some way to get an on-off from all three of those things. Because we could go and look at, is Z greater than 0? Is this greater? But that's like annoying. We want to do this with one statement. So we're going to go back.
All right, we want to be as lazy as possible.
As lazy as possible, that's right.
Okay.
And we're going to look at this, and we see that there are a couple of variables inside of this. There's a bunch of things. There's even functions. You can set, there's static functions. We could get an angle from and to two vectors, all kinds of cool stuff, right? You gotta look at what I'm over here. Operators, we've already been using operators.
Oh yeah,
We can use the plus and
minus, equals, it doesn't equal, all that jazz. Okay.
But there are these variables which are really super useful. We know we can get at x, y, and z. We've used those. But there's this other one here called magnitude.
So it's the length of this vector. Read only.
Right. So and you can click on each of those things and go to the other things. And it says so what this does is it automatically goes x times x plus y times y and then blah, blah, blah. Anyways, this is just a calculation that you don't even need to know the math for that tells you what it would do is that it's basically you have a graph paper, right? But it's a 3D graph paper. For now, we'll just pretend it's a 2D graph.
Sure.
And you have a line which is an x up and a z over, and your vector is here, right?
Okay.
And there's a distance from 0, 0 to that spot here. Now, that makes a line. And what this does is it puts a ruler down and measures that line.
Okay.
So we know that this plus is going to be somewhere around here. It's going to be pointing in a direction that you're going to be moving your sphere, right?
All right.
And now we can get the length of that movement. So if it's not moving at all, the magnitude is going to be 0.
So you can have it check based off of its starting point.
No, there's no starting or anything. We're not worried about starting.
Well, okay. I'm saying it's sitting still somewhere randomly. Like I've moved it around a little. It's sitting somewhere. We are not calculating it from like when the program loaded. We're calculating it from when we last stopped.
We're not doing any of that.
What are we doing?
We're gonna be looking at potato. Whoops.
What are you doing?
Getting back to this. Okay. We're looking at potato.
Okay.
Potato starts off at 0, 0.
Right.
We press a key. So first of all, the potato's magnitude at this point here is 0.
Right.
But then we push a key down, and z becomes speed times the delta time.
And it ends up,
the
result
just
is moving.
a tiny little bit.
Yes.
It's not the result is moving it, just its value. All we have to think about is its value. It moves up this way. Actually, if we're also pressing down the left arrow, it will move that way. And now we're going to measure that distance there. So it's either has a value, a magnitude,
or it's 0.
Or it's 0. So what we do is we can check down here, is the magnitude 0?
So would it be something like this? Whoops. Why can't I type? This?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Let's also use time.delta time to increase it by an amount. So speed.
So wouldn't I just do basically this? Speed times time dot delta time
No, we don't want to
plus something
use
else.
speed.
Where
So
am I?
just think about exactly what you're trying to do. In here, to increase the velocity, we're just going to increase speed, right?
Right.
So
He knows it, Chiz.
increase speed, you're just going to add to it. So just add to it time.delta time. You want to use plus equals like these, so that we're incrementing it, right?
Speed plus equals time dot delta time. So I'm not quite sure what this is doing.
Okay.
Because we have speed times time dot delta time, but we're assigning the z-axis thing. We're just overall global speed up here is what we're trying to
we're
alter,
adjusting,
right?
yeah, we're adjusting this speed.
Okay.
How much it's multiplied by time.delta time.
Okay.
You see?
Kind of. I kind of understand
Do you
what's going on.
remember what time.delta time is?
Yeah,
So
it's like in time.
In seconds
Like
between updates being run.
Right.
So it's how much time has occurred between each frame's render.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a consistent speed increase. So speed is what you're using to say how much does potato increase in whatever direction.
So what we're saying, if the magnitude of potato is more than 0, which means if we're already pressing down a key of some sort, the speed is going to add onto itself time dot delta time for that update. And then when the next update happens, it will add on another time delta time.
If potato's magnitude is greater than 0.
So should I save this and test it out? Is it ready, or is there more that needs to happen?
Well, there's two other things that I think you should add in first. One is that if you're not moving it, you should set the speed back to.
So it needs an else statement.
Yeah. What do you want the starting speed to be? You have 4 up here, but you can make it whatever you want.
Well, it should return to that, right?
Yep, and then semicolon it. There you go. And one other thing.
What else needs to happen?
Is that if it gets past your max speed, put it at its max speed.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so that the speed
So where inside of this code would I say that? That's obviously that's not an if-else thing. That's a separate thing saying if speed equals 30.
If speed's greater than 30. You got it.
Is that an if?
You can do it there. You can do it elsewhere if you want.
Speed is greater than
Max speed.
or equal to. Well, what do you mean max speed?
This one, that variable up there.
Oh.
That way you can assign it. No. You're already all right. Speed greater than or equal to 30, which is.
Oh.
This is how you use variables.
I see.
Yeah.
Max speed.
Then what should speed be? I'm super proud of you.
That's good, right?
Yes, perfect. Save this and give it a test.
I don't know why you're proud of me. I barely did anything.
No, because you understand some very abstract concepts. It's actually
I only understand some of that.
It's okay. You did the right thing.
Okay. Wait. I have to read you read everybody's stuff while I get you going.
Vector math is the worst thing ever. Linear algebra hatred. Vector math, we'd have no 3D graphics. They're just talking about maths. If you need self-suggestion to make yourself like the needle, you'd spare yourself a lot of pain.
What
no
needle
idea.
are they talking? Oh,
I have no-
vaccines.
I've seen the man use the needle. I've seen the needle use the man. Okay.
Needles are just little tiny pieces of metal.
Alex is working on accelerating things.
See this
just because.
orb right
We're
here?
just actually learning about other stuff, but
Well, I'm learning code. This orb should, if I did everything right, it should sit still until I touch the keyboard. Okay, so far that's good. And then when I touch the keyboard, if I hold the keys down, it should accelerate exponentially until it reaches a point.
yeah.
Oh,
You can
oh,
watch it on that screen too. So.
it's getting faster. Oh no, where'd it go? Okay. All right, I think that's its max. Oh, I let go and it immediately went right back to being slow.
Good.
That's
See, hey, everything worked perfectly. Awesome.
okay. Well, that's because you basically programmed it.
But
that's cool.
I was trying to give you some.
I appreciate it.
Some easy momentum to
No,
get there.
this is good. I figured out like one line of the code. That's pretty okay. I'm
So
pretty
now-
okay with that.
I want you to think about something else that you'd like it to do. Let's learn one other thing real quick.
Okay. Back to monodevelop?
Nope.
No?
We're gonna go back to Unity.
Back to Unity. Here we go.
So we're stopped, right?
Yep.
You should make a game object box.
Game object. Create other.
Cube.
Cube.
All right. Don't put that in the middle. Put that. Well, first of all, put its Y down so it's on the same.
Zero.
Right.
Okay.
Now you can see it there. Now move it to somewhere off the side. There we go. Now what you want you to do is set its box collider to is trigger true.
That check mark means true. That makes sense.
That's a Boolean. Is
Yep.
triggers a Boolean.
That makes sense.
So what this does is it makes this, instead of having a collider which you haven't touched or dealt with
I don't
at
know
all
what a
yet.
collider technically. I've heard you use the term many times. I kind of have a grasp of what it means, but
So let's look at box collider inside of Unity.
How do I do that?
Documentation. Unity
Oh.
documentation. Let's pull it up. You can search there, or you can do Google search. Unity box collider.
oh, the Unity thing search pulled up Unity box collider not working ? Which one?
This one, the docs one.
Do, 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 do.
So
If enabled, this collider is used for triggering events and is ignored by the physics engine. Okay, that's good to know.
click this, which is switch to scripting.
Switch to scripting.
This is all the insides of box
oh
collider.
boy,
So
got a lot of insides.
Go back to the top. Okay,
Okay.
so what's important is it inherits from collider. That
What's
means
collider?
that collider is a base thing that works
I don't know what base
for. Okay, so I'm making up terminology.
You should probably not do that.
So collider it is used inside of sphere collider, capsule collider, and a couple other different kinds of colliders.
Okay.
So, but it's got a bunch of this stuff that's in here inside of it.
All right.
It's just good to know.
Okay.
You can do things like get the center of that collider. You can get the size of the box. Let's scroll down. These are like inherited variables. They're not like super useful, but they are part of everything. Like look, bounds. You could get there's lots of stuff inside of bounds. You can check if it's enabled or not. See if it's a trigger. All these kinds of things. Very very cool. Let's keep scrolling. We've got functions. These
Ooh,
are
recasting. I know that's cool stuff.
so these are cool because these do a lot of stuff.
Okay. Oh, children. You told me about
Yeah.
component children stuff.
Uh-huh.
Oops, I just clicked on
Oh,
something.
go back.
Sorry, I'm going back.
It's all right.
I'm a crazy clicker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, keep going down. The messages. Now these are messages that are sent to scripts.
I have heard you say while talking to yourself on the computer these things many times, actually.
So let's check out on trigger enter. We can see what happens when you enter this box. So click on trigger enter. Okay. So let's first off check all kinds of things here. On trigger enter is called when a collider enters the trigger. So
Why does it say collider other? Is that a typo?
Collider other.
Oh, okay.
It's talking
Not
about
itself.
it's talking about the script that's down here. So on trigger enter, collider, other, right? This is the script that gets called. Okay.
Sorry. Somebody called your voice sexy. It just made me happy.
That's
Sorry.
really embarrassing. Okay, so the message is sent to the trigger collider and the rigid body, if any, that the trigger collider belongs to, and the rigid body or the other collider if there is no rigid body that touches that trigger. Okay? Note that trigger events are only sent if one of the colliders also has a rigid body attached. So now we know something that's important, right? So let's go back to Unity.
They were talking about rigid bodies in chat earlier.
So we're going to test if this has entered that. And then we're going to do stuff about it.
Okay, so I play and I move it, or what do we do?
Well, first of all, let's zoom in. You can't see your sphere out of the camera. Move your camera just a little bit out of the way. Click it, and then move it a little bit. There, so now we can see it. Okay, click on the sphere. Okay, so sphere has a collider, that's good.
Is trigger?
No, we don't want it to be a trigger. We're going to use this to trigger the other trigger,
right.
So it's a sphere mesh. It's a mesh renderer. It's got ground control script that's moving it around.
Can make it bigger or smaller. That's what this does, right?
That is changing the radius of the collider, but not of the sphere.
So I could have a collider that's bigger than the sphere
Or
if I wanted
off-center
to,
from
or
it.
off-center. Oh, neat. So if it's like walking around and you have an animation where it's going like this.
Yeah, we do that with all of the Legend of Dungeons stuff.
Yeah, you can set the collider to in front of it.
So, but we know that if we want to check if this is inside of that box, it needs to have a rigid body. Right? Because it said that.
Oh, right, it said that. So where do I get?
It's in physics.
Oh.
Click rigid body.
Rigid body.
Now the thing is that rigid bodies are part of Unity's physics system.
Right.
So we want to use it because you need stuff for this, but we don't want to use the physics system right now because that would be a pain in the butt. So we're going to turn off use gravity, and we're going to turn on is kinematic.
What does kinematic do?
What that means is that for right now, it just means that as far as the physics system is concerned, it's locked in place.
It's nothing fancy happening here, folks, kind of thing.
Right. So we can have, there's more complicated stuff here, and you could go and actually read inside of the documentation on rigid bodies what is kinematic means.
Okay.
And at some point, you should totally do that.
Okay.
But right now, what we're going to do is leave that right there. So now, is kinematic is on, we should be able to get messages when that occurs.
Okay.
Head back over to the web page.
Oh.
Yeah, that works.
Yep, okay.
Let's just grab this whole void on trigger enter thing. Because that's basically what we're going to use. The whole thing, all the way, the whole function.
Oh, destroy.
Yeah, we're going to remove that.
Exterminate.
Copy it out there. Go back to Unity first.
Exterminate.
Click on the box. Add a script. Call it whatever you want.
Okay.
We're not going to make it deleted, but we could. So what are you doing? Yeah,
I don't know.
Open that.
I was assuming you wanted me to do something with the script since you had me make it. I'm
so
sorry.
Like either under update or over start, paste this function in here. Awesome. So
I'm amazing at pasting, guys.
We don't want to destroy the other because other is going to be your sphere.
Oh.
Do you see? This is the collider that has entered.
Can we like
get rid of that.
It instead?
Well,
just the destroy part?
You have to get rid of that whole thing.
You told me to copy the whole thing.
I know, but delete that one part of it. The whole thing. Don't have on trigger enter do anything yet.
You told me to copy both lines. I know you heard it.
I know. And now I'm telling you to delete one. So go back to Unity. We need some sort of notification that would be cooler than what we've been doing, which is just printing out. That's boring. So click on the box. Let's add component. Audio. Audio source.
It's gonna make a noise.
Audio source has all this kinds of stuff, which is cool. So what we need also is we're gonna need a sound effect. We're gonna have to turn off play on awake. We don't want that to happen. But we need something inside of this audio clip section, and there isn't anything currently in Unity for it.
Okay.
So the first thing we're gonna need is some sort of quick little audio clip. We can grab something. You can make one.
Do I have a thing to make audio?
Yeah, you have Audacity, I bet.
Oh, I bet I do. There it is. All right. So I just need to record something.
Yeah, I hope it'll work with your microphone already being used by.
Well, we'll find out.
Yep.
Ready?
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. I bumped into it.
Yep. Save.
As
You want to export actually.
export.
As a wave and put a name in.
Where am I saving it?
You want to save it into libraries, documents. I think that's where this is. Unity projects. I bet. No, that's Angry Bots. Where did you put this project?
I don't know.
All right. There's an easy way to do this. Okay. That's saved out. Then we can go ahead from here. Get this like this. Go into music. There's excuse me wave. And we'll drag and drop it into the asset spot. Bam.
Bam.
So here it is.
All right.
First thing we want to do is because Unity does 3D sounds, but we have a sound source on that. It'll probably work.
What?
So click back on your box. I'm just thinking through things. Sorry. You want to get an audio clip. Excuse me. Double click. There you go. So now.
I don't know how loud that is, guys. I'm sorry if it's loud.
Okay. So now.
Through the sound.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need your headphones.
Yeah, finally. Your time has come. Headphones.
All right.
I was tempted to do like the fake lip sync dubbing
Go
thing.
back into Dalek.
What do you mean? The script?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have double clicked on it there. You can double click on it. Double click on it.
I
Whatever.
didn't want to load up over there for some reason.
So now there's some things you can get at right from here because you're using Unity and system collections, blah, blah, blah.
So what do I do?
So start typing in audio. Yep. Dot. And then there's all kinds of things in audio. But you already know. Nope.
No.
Try play. Now you could look up audio on the thing. I probably should have you do that, but that's okay. So you just double click on the play. And then it's a function, so you want to use the parentheses. Nope, you don't need to say anything. Just play. You're sending it nothing. And then semicolon.
Right.
Yep. So you could have looked up audio and checked out play and seen that it's a function, but we're just going to skip that. Save this. Run it in Unity.
Oh boy, guys. See what happens. Okay. Now, I move my little guy around, and when I bump into this brick, something loud might happen. Oh, sorry. Calvin, here. Oh, sorry. Does it do it multiple times? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, every time you trigger enter.
Oh, sorry. That was fun. Okay.
Now you know like a ton of new stuff. Okay. You got audio components, you got triggers that can do code.
Yes.
So you could run anything inside of that trigger.
Yes.
What do you want to do next?
With this?
Yeah. With anything here, with all that information. Think of just something quick and simple, fun, maybe.
Can I make this sphere bounce off of the cube? Or is that physics?
You don't have to use physics. Can you think of how to do that?
I would have this detect or have this somehow send to this sphere the command to just switch direction. But that would probably not work very well if I'm pushing to go. I
know how to do this. That sounds doable. What's our time at?
Oh, probably none. Have none time. Pretty much none time, yeah.
All right. Think of something simpler than that.
Make the cube explode. Disappear, perhaps.
That's just game object. That's
Destroy.
just delete game object.
Okay, I don't know what I'm even capable of, really. Can I...
Maybe I think I think we're maybe done.
Really?
And then, yeah, you did a bunch of stuff. And then like next week you can do something on your head. Like we'll pick up.
Sorry.
We'll pick up because those things are all like all the things that you were saying are all like much harder.
Sorry. Yeah, I am still in the point of learning all of this stuff where I really have no idea what difficulty level most things. I have my headphones on for a reason. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, can you not hear it? Sorry.
Oh, click on this.
Oh, it's not pulling the audio, so you guys aren't hearing
Okay,
it.
click that all the way up.
All the way up?
Wait, just some way up. Click on this. Over here. No more than that.
This is gonna be really loud.
It's not.
This
It's really not going to be loud.
We'll find out.
They can't even hear it already. Go back into this. There you go.
You should hear this. You do hear it. You hear sorry. Okay. See, so that's gonna be way too loud. See, so there is a reason for me to have my headphones on. I had to see if that was gonna happen. Yeah, I'll turn it back down again. I don't know how loud that is. Yeah. Yep. That's my game so far. Could I? Oh! Can I make this cube duplicate? Is that an easy thing to have happen?
Okay.
Just like bloop, have a second one come out when you bump into it.
Where do you want the second one to appear?
How
do you want to determine that?
Oh.
Where do you want it to go? Because you have to explain. You have to tell it everything that you want it to do.
Well, I don't know. Scoot my chair over. My legs hurting.
Think of how to position it. If you were going to make another one.
If I was gonna, I'd kind of want them to just stack on top of each other, but then there's like all that code to be like, hey, you already existing cube, you need to move over and stuff like that too, right? So you can't just build them all inside of each other.
You could place it somewhere on the screen at random. Do you know how to use? You want to learn how to use random?
Yeah, let's do it. I have like 10 minutes. Let's do this.
Okay. So there's a couple things that you'll have to learn in order to do this, which is why it's really not a quick thing.
Oh, so wait, we shouldn't do this? Just start showing me. We can.
Okay. So if you want to make another copy of this,
yeah,
we need to. It'll be best if we make a prefab, which you haven't done yet.
So why don't you just teach me how to make prefabs?
All right.
Because I have a feeling that that's really important.
Let's go into this. Let's expand this out or something. Oh, use this thing and slide it down till you get tiny, all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom.
Yeah, perfect.
Right click back in here and create and put
prefab.
Nope, folder. We're gonna make a folder. I'm gonna call it prefabs. It's good to organize things like this. Press enter.
Oh, I've seen your projects have a lot of folders.
Yes, they do. So go into prefabs.
And make a prefab?
Nope.
Oh.
You've got cube already made.
Yeah.
Drop it into here. Now you have a cube prefab. Your cube prefab that you're selected on has all of this stuff.
Same stuff.
Now, if you make a change here,
it's going to copy
over to that. It updates this one. No, this is that one. When you make a change to this, it updates
these two cubes are one.
So drag this cube out and put it here.
Oh.
Put it at y of 0, so it's on the same level as the. There you go.
Why is it rotated funny?
It's not rotated. It's at 0, 0.
Oh, it's just right. Never mind.
You're looking at
I just realized that my perspective is like that.
So that's how you make prefabs. That's how you select them out.
Oh, Carlos is suggesting that we make the cube chase me.
With AI, yeah, no.
With AI?
Not yet. And that's rigid body stuff. We don't want to touch that.
I thought we were just doing some rigid body stuff.
Yeah, but we're not using physics, which is
Oh.
what rigid body's for. All right. So, and the cube doesn't have a rigid body at the moment either. We'll get there.
Increase scale. Sparkcons is saying make it bigger every time you hit it.
You could do that.
Is that easy?
Yes.
Cool.
Do you want to do that?
All right, you've taught me how to do prefabs.
Yeah.
So
now what you would do is, let's not do that. We'll do the prefab instantaneating later.
Do you want to do the
Let's do the scale
increase
thing.
scale?
And that way
Okay,
we get
thanks
two
for the
things out there
suggestion.
now. So double click on the Dalek. How would you increase the scale? Can you think of how you would do it?
I do know that in Unity, like in here, there's all of the, this is a whole cube. There's a scale selection here.
Local scaling of this game object relative to the parent.
Right. So I would just have to call the, instead of the transform position, I need transform scale. And then a plus.
Yep. Give it a go.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Oops, don't close those things. Okay. That should be on update.
Nope. You want all these things to happen on trigger enter because you want it to go up when it enters, right?
Audio play, and also, can I put as many things as I want in here?
Of course. It's a function. That's what it's
just
for.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure. So transform dot local scale? That's the only scale I'm seeing.
Yep. There's only local scale.
Okay. I didn't know. Dot scale equals plus.
No, the other way around.
Plus equals.
I don't know if this will work, but I think it will.
Plus equals.
Now, the cool thing to know is that you can actually do single, like, float additions and multiplications to whole vectors. So I'm pretty sure you can add 1 to the whole thing. But I would do like 0.1.
Yeah, I was thinking like 0.2.
There. And make it a float. See if that errors. If you come off it.
If I come, I mean save.
Oh yeah, save too. Well, sometimes it just straight out error.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you can't do that. All right. So then in Unity, no,
it doesn't like that.
Plus equals cannot be applied to a vector and float.
Maybe you just can't use plus equals.
Just plus?
So let's try this. Click on that again. Do equals, and then
transformed out local scale plus.
Yeah. Maybe it just doesn't work for plus equals. So I'm pretty sure you can do it. If not, then I have a way that you can do it. That's will teach you a whole other thing.
Alright, let's see if this happens. Dope.
Is it like that? Plus cannot be applied to that. Really?
So how do you change scale?
Maybe
I have to declare it as like, it's not declared as public. Is that why?
No.
Oh.
That's not why.
I thought I figured out a thing.
No. So if it's in here in the inspector, it's a public thing, and scale is a public part of transform.
You're right. Okay, I got you.
You don't touch transform. You can't really edit transform. Maybe you can, but I don't know how to do it.
Move towards.
So they're figuring out a whole of the thing.
You guys are like getting all advanced in chat over there.
So
what do I do instead?
So now we're gonna use something else entirely. Where can I want to try
turn it into its own like variable, saying like
this.
Cheese equals plus this and that and stuff. What?
This is mathf.
Okay.
It's a part of the Unity stuff.
Okay.
Mathf is full of math functions.
Okay.
That are really cool.
Okay.
And I believe
ping pong. Ooh. Maybe.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's in here. Boop. Vector 3 scale.
Okay.
And you click on it, figure out how to use it.
Public class example. Wait, example.
Oh no, this uses scale based on 2 vectors. Hold on.
Slurp.
All right, we're gonna do this stupid way.
Is that the only way to do it?
There's an easy way, and I can't remember how to do it. So we're gonna do it the dumb way.
No, that's disappointing.
No,
I
don't
want to
be
learn
disappointed.
things the smart way.
So we can do equals this plus make a new vector. So so there's a thing with some stuff you can't just do vector 3. If you want to create a new vector and assign it stuff, you can do this thing called new. There's a new keyword. Go new.
Okay.
And then put a type after it, such as vector 3.
Okay.
And then it'll let you put the x, y, z in. So put in like 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. You know. Nope, you don't have to declare float. You just put numbers in. See, it wants to float x, y, z.
I see.
Sorry, I'm teaching a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I'm totally confused.
It's okay.
Am I?
Have a way to look things up now.
I don't really It's yelling at me for all of my XYZ-ness. Like, oh, it was all pink for just a second
Why
there.
are you putting x, y, z in there? Put float 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you told me to.
Not the floats, the values.
I'm like, all right.
No, put the x, the y, and the z in there, which is like 0.2, 0.2, 0.2.
Wait, so which am I doing?
0.2, 0.2, 0.2.
Okay. You want me to assign X, Y, and Z values.
Right. The vector is
inside
asking
of here.
for
Okay.
X, Y, and Z.
All
put
right.
those values
I understand now.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, do you see what I'm saying about how I'm not 100% sure on terms and how things work? This is a good example of that.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, let's try saving that and see what happens. I just caught that. Thank you, Carlos. I'm still getting used to the whole functions thing. All right.
And it compiled.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I have this sphere. It gets faster and faster and faster. Now what happens when I pop into this? Oh, look how big! Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I mean, it's getting faster. It's getting harder to avoid him. Oh no, where'd I go? Oh, sorry. I almost have a game. Except I'm not restricted to like a bounding area. And I have one sound effect, and my graphics are crap. Oh, sorry. It's Game Jam. This is a Game Jam game right now. It's done. I win. I call it Bumpy Japper. I don't know. That's awesome. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So now you know how to look things up, which is like the major important thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I
seriously, I'm really close to having a game, Calvin. You need to try it. Good. Don't let up on any of the buttons, so you just keep on speeding up. Try not to bump into them and keep always moving. Oh, no. Sorry. Obviously, I need to place them more strategically. This would be like the introductory round. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
See, like I said, it's cheating. But it's almost a game. Adding in some randomness. Sorry. Ha! Where'd the ball go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay.
Cool.
Hi, Chia, 2014 winner, best game design. Oh, yeah, but does it fit the theme? I'm glad you guys are so impressed with my amazing abilities. I don't know. Bumpy Shopper sounds like a good game to me. I play it. You just get increasingly faster. No, it should be Drunk Shopper. Like, you get faster, but also, like, as you go, your controls get less responsive. How hard is that to code in, Calvin? All right.
Now everything is up to you. I'm done.
Calvin is saying he's done teaching me now. Everything I need to know. Oh,
over.
my life is so hard. I know. Tim, my favorite part about game jams has, aside from like coming up with the ideas and making it happen, which is most of the game jam, is the sound effects. On game jams, we do all of our own, like just mostly vocal sound effects so far, and it's so much fun. Like with Cat Gentleman's insult spinner 10 cents, we read out all of the insults for the cats after they spun the wheel, and that was